Hello, people. Hello, our
Hello.
viewers. Welcome
Remember,
back.
we promised to be consistent, so here we are.
Consistency, man, is
Consistency.
not easy.
It's not easy, but
We
everything requires commitment.
we are good. We are good.
Yes.
We are good. We are good, our viewers. We are good. So, I'm Faith,
Ismail?
and welcome to our podcast, Dreams
Yes.
to Reality for the
For the impaired.
Impaired. Dreams to Reality for the Impaired.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this channel basically, you should listen to us. Um, you should gain the knowledge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As a person with disability, as a friend to a PWD, as a relative to a PWD, we are basically taking you through how your dreams can be turned into reality, or your
True.
friends' dreams can be turned into
Reality.
reality. Your relative dreams can be turned to reality. So this is the place to be. Yes.
And the
So
right people to listen to.
exactly.
Okay, so today, Ismail, you're going to enlighten us on registration. You know, people just see you with wheelchairs. They don't know where one can get a wheelchair, maybe for a
Yes.
relative or a friend or a
And
child.
there are actually many other benefits, or leave alone wheelchairs.
Yeah.
There are very many other benefits that we'll talk about. Why do you need to register as a person with disability? Yeah? Why do you need to register with the council?
True.
And how do you do that registration?
So there's some goodies, eh?
Yes, there are very many.
A lot.
Yeah.
So talk us through.
So before I tell you how to register, I'll tell you why you need to register. Because it will not be fair if I just ask you to register and not tell you
And
why.
you do not know why.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one, registering with the National Council for People with Disability allows the government to know how many PWDs are there in the country, for example. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And how is that important? The government needs to budget for you, needs to plan for you, okay? Needs to have infrastructure for you, needs to have schools for you, just like you as a normal person. How many of you went to government schools when you were younger? So many, right?
Yeah.
The government has programs that they need to plan for. Free primary education, subsidized secondary education, yeah? Access to healthcare, okay? So if they know the numbers, then they plan better, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yes. For example, if we register our children who have disabilities with the council, it allows the government to know approximately how many special schools do they need. And leave alone that, how many special schools do they need for the visually impaired? How many do they need for the physically impaired? How many do they need for the hearing impaired? Because they have the numbers, they can plan better. Okay.
So even does it allow also the autistic? Like, is it?
I get. You're asking whether the government acknowledges autism as a form of disability?
Yes.
I think currently they do. Okay. Yeah. So, but I'll get into the details of that.
Okay.
So we are still talking about why you need to register. And the first very important reason is what I've told you. The government needs to plan for you. They need to set aside resources. Okay. They need to do the infrastructure for you. They need to support you as a child with disability or as a PWD. Okay. They need to set out programs for you to benefit as a citizen of this country. Yeah. So that is the first reason. Okay. If you don't register, then you're making the government set aside less resources, thinking that they have less people with disabilities. Yeah. But if you register, they try as much as possible to make sure there's enough. I know government resources are scarce, they can never be enough because there's a lot of competition in terms of sectors, what goes here, what goes there. But if they have the correct numbers, then somebody can argue out for you and say, give us more resources because our numbers are this much. But without registration, the resources set aside will always be lower. So that is one, the reason why you need to to register. Okay, if you don't register, you'll be locked out of some benefits that the government has to offer you as a person living with disability. But even if you need some support, maybe from an NGO, from an institution, from a company, of course they'll ask you for some registration. You want us to give you a wheelchair? Come with your disability card, okay, or disability certificate. Yeah. So that identification is extremely important for you to benefit from the products and services that are out there for you, from government, from public, private companies that want to do CSR in that line, from NGOs.
What is CSR? You know,
sorry.
CSR.
Apologies.
We don't know
corporate social responsibility. Okay, so there are companies that would want to give back to the society, and they'd want to target PWDs for one reason or the other. Okay, so how do they help you if you cannot identify yourself as a PWD? Yeah, like for example, anybody can sit on a wheelchair. Yeah. Some like me, if you look at me, you can be able to tell I have a disability. But there are some who are physically challenged and sit on wheelchairs and look perfectly fine.
Okay, yeah.
But if you have a card, that goes to show that there was some verification that was done along the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we've talked about
why you need to register.
Let's go to how do we register with the National Council for People with Disabilities. How do we register? Okay. So, government services, most of them have been put on the e-citizen platform, including the National Council for People Living with Disabilities. So now, guess what? You can do your registration from the comfort of your home, with your phone, with your computer, with your tablet. Yeah. But before you get to using that phone and going to your e-citizen account to register, one thing you need to do, you need to get an assessment report, okay, from any public level 5 hospital. I think level 5 and level 4. Yeah.
You can emphasize on that again.
Yes. So you need to get a medical assessment, a medical report from any. It must be a public, okay? Underline public. Yes. Public level 4 or level 5 hospital. Yes. So this medical assessment is done by a certified doctor, okay? Depending on the type of your disability, then the hospital will be able to guide who you need to see to do that assessment.
Okay.
Yes. And do the medical report. Yeah. So this medical report, once it's out, once you're given at the hospital, this is what now you come and upload on your e-citizen platform account. So first you need to have an e-citizen account, and then you look for, once you log into e-citizen, you look for the National Council for People with Disability. Okay, click on it, then go to registration. Upload all the documents that they require from you. If you're above 18, they also need your ID. If you're below 18, they need to see the child's birth certificate.
Okay.
So you upload that. You also upload your report. Remember I talked about the medical report?
Yes.
To be gotten from any government level 4, level 5 hospital?
Yeah.
Yes. They need those to be able to register you. So once you upload everything that they require, I think it takes around 1 week, one to 2 weeks to get your certificate online. So you'll still be able to download it from your e-citizen platform. Yes.
And when you're going for the assessment,
yes,
in those government hospitals,
yes,
do you require some cash with you? Is there any payment that is
supposed to be? The last time I got mine done, it cost around between 300 to 500.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure, but around that range. Okay.
So any level 5 hospital can do this assessment?
Yes. Okay. Government hospital. Must be a government facility.
Okay. So there's
and that is for authenticity.
There's Kenyatta.
No, Kenyatta is a referral hospital.
Oh, it's a referral hospital.
They don't do In Nairobi, there's Mama Lucy Hospital, there's Mbagathi Hospital, and there's what is specific to people with spinal injuries, the National Spinal Injury Hospital. Those are the three that I know in Nairobi.
Oh, okay.
But in other counties, any level 5 district hospital should be able to
do the assessment
for you.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I've said, in Nairobi, there's Spinal Injury Hospital. In Hurlingham, there's Mama Lucy Hospital, and then there's Mbagathi Hospital. Yeah.
Awesome.
But you need to book for the assessment in advance. You can't go today and get your assessment done because sometimes the numbers are too many and the specialist doctors are few. Yeah. So you need to go do a booking and then you'll be told on which day to come for the assessment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now I've taken you through how. Yeah. Remember, once you have all your documents, you can do it from the comfort of your phone. Once you have scanned copies on your email or somewhere, you can do it from the comfort of your phone, use a computer, use a laptop, use a tablet, or go to the cyber. Yeah? But it's something that you can easily do on your own for as long as you have a registered e-citizen account. Okay? Yeah. So that medical assessment is essential. Your identity card if you're above 18, your birth certificate for your child if you're below 18. Yes. Yeah.
Now we've known why
and how. Yes.
The third one?
Now the third one. Yeah. That's the icing on the cake. Okay. Yeah. So what are the benefits you get from registering with the National Council for People with Disabilities, for example? Yes. For children, I believe they have scholarships, although remember we are saying that resources are a challenge. Okay, so they may not be able to take care of every child. Yeah, but remember there are also other government entities that give educational scholarships. Yeah, there is NGCDF. Okay, there are counties that give education bursaries. Call them bursaries, call them scholarships. They serve the same purpose. Okay, they have said there is NGCDF, the Constituency Development Fund. There's county. Yeah, there are counties that give bursaries as well. Yeah. You can also apply in the council.
Okay.
So there are very many avenues you can use to do this. And thankfully, even for the NGCDF bursaries, there's money. There's a particular percentage that is set aside for children with disabilities. So if you don't go for them, you are disadvantaging
yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And even for the counties, I would like to believe, and if for those who don't have that particular amount segmented, that particular percentage, I'd like to encourage them to do so. Okay, so that as they empower their children in their county with education, they also don't leave out children with disabilities. Yeah, and remember, these bursaries, these scholarships, they go all the way to universities. So I believe, even as people with disabilities, we should benefit all the way. Yeah. So I was talking about bursaries offered by the council, or educational support offered by the council. For the council, I know they have very little resources, but again, better little than none. Better half a loaf than none. Yeah. So, however little they are, wherever you get an opportunity to register, do so. Okay. There's a National Government Affirmative Action Fund. Okay. You can also request for bursaries from there. Your county women representative or your county women MP has that kitty. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Seek for guidance and ask how to register. They have offices in every county. Walk there and ask, how do I register? How do I register my child? How do I register my cousin? How do I register my friend? Let's make as much use of these opportunities as possible. Okay.
And you know, so many people don't know about this. So many people don't know about
Let us try as much as possible to utilize government resources and utilize the benefits that government offers us. Yeah. So I've talked about bursaries offered by the council. There's also they also give assistive devices. which vary. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. They give free wheelchairs. They give free. Sorry, they give free assistive devices. Okay. Although up to a limit, depending on the availability of funds that they have. They give free assistive devices, from wheelchairs to blind canes. Okay. To free free sunscreen lotions for people who have skin conditions like albinos.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So remember, all these things require money. Yeah. I talked about resources earlier on. Yeah. So besides giving assistive devices, yeah, they also have skill training. Okay. They do skill training, and they also
from
offer
the council.
Yes. And they also offer tools of trade. Okay. So if you are a trained saloonist, they can give you tools to run your saloon. Okay. If you have training in computers, they can help you open a cyber. Those are just examples. Yeah.
And where is the council? Where can one find the council?
Apologies.
Hey, wait.
Makosa hiyo sana. So the headquarters of the council is in Westlands, opposite ABC Place.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wayaki Way.
Opposite ABC Place. But guess what? This function is also available in counties. Okay. In every county headquarters, there is an officer, a county officer, who deals with people with disabilities, employed by the National Council. So you don't have to come all the way to Nairobi. You can get your registration from wherever you are.
The county that you are in.
You can apply for these benefits from wherever you are. You can apply for bursary. You can apply for assistive devices. Yes, from wherever you are. So every county headquarters, ask for an officer from the National Council, people living with disability. Na utapata usaidizi hapo hapo kwa county tu. Si lazima ukuje Nairobi. So we are talking about benefits.
Yes.
We talked about bursaries. We've talked about assistive devices. They also do LPO financing. Now LPO financing is for people who are above 18, then they have companies and they want to supply either government or private entities. Okay?
You know, when you tell us an abbreviation,
yes. Oh,
make sure.
Yes, I was in the middle of explaining what LPO financing is.
Yes.
Yeah. So an LPO is a local purchase order.
Local purchase order.
Yeah. So that is a document to show that company A or company B or company C has given you a tender to supply 1, 2, 3 things. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now the council does that in conjunction with KCB Bank. Okay.
Okay.
They have a partnership with KCB Bank. I'm not quite sure. The last time I think I checked, they are giving up to a maximum of 500,000 for LPO finance.
So it's like what can I call it? The loan.
Okay, it's structured a bit differently. Yes, it is a loan, but you don't need collateral. Okay, the National Council stands in for you. Oh. So if you have an LPO, for example, I've been told to deliver what can
maybe computers.
Yes, computers, and the computers are coming to around 300,000. I will go to the council, okay, with my documents, get a letter, go to KCB account. If I don't have an account, they have to open an account and go with the National Council letter, and then
to show that they are standing in for you.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you don't have, if you're not on the Credit Reference Bureau, that is CRB, KCB will support you.
Okay.
But once you're paid for the supply, the money will go straight into your account. Okay.
Okay.
The KCB account that you opened, or that the company opened. Okay.
All right.
So what happens is, once you're paid back, Once the money gets into your account, KCB will take their share. They will take what they gave you, what you agreed and signed upon. They will take, and they leave you with the balance. Okay. Yes. So we've talked about 3 things now. Yeah.
What of, for example, maybe if one is working, a person with disability is working.
Yes.
Are they tax exempted?
I said there are very many benefits.
But you're not touching on it.
I'm getting there. I told you that this is the icing on the cake. This is the icing on the cake. I told you, yeah? So, if you are a person with disability, you are above 18 years old, and you are working, yeah? And your gross salary is below 150,000, you are entitled to being tax exempt. And the tax exemption, the tax exemption only covers your salary, yeah?
Okay.
Like your gross salary. So you pay all other taxes. Yeah, so don't go to the shop and think that you're going to buy flour and milk VAT exempt. Okay? So you're paying for VAT normal. You're paying levies. No. You're paying for levies in whatever else you buy. Whether you're buying fuel for your car, you're buying unga, you're buying milk, you're buying any other product, unalipa tax. Tax yenye ulipi ni ile ya mshahara yako, pay ndio ukatwi.
Okay.
But all these other taxes za kawaida zenye mimi na wewe tunalipa kwa shop, whatever you purchase you pay VAT. Hiyo utalipa kama kawaida.
Okay.
But the reason I was taking time to get to that conversation is because it has also preconditions.
Oh, yeah? Preconditions.
It has preconditions.
What are the
Remember that assessment we talked about?
Yes.
Earlier.
Yes.
We talked about assessment report.
Yes.
The assessment report lazima ukue nayo. Okay?
Or for you to be tax exempted in your salary.
Yes, lazima ukue na lazima ukue na assessment report. Lazima ukue na certificate yako ya National Council. Lazima ukue na barua ya National Council. And you also have to have a letter from your employer and a copy of your pay slip.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Kumbe tena si mchezo.
Iko na kibarua.
It needs one to be patient, to have patience. Because I'm so sure these things don't come.
They take time. No, they take time for sure. They take time. And they also require you to just be resilient and patient. Yes. So, I think I should repeat those things.
Yeah, it's important. Unajua mtu ashiki mara moja papa.
So ya kwanza tumesema assessment report.
Yes.
Tukasema certificate yako ya National Council. Okay. Kitambo we used to have a card, but now we are moving because we moved to a citizen. Now we have certificates.
Okay.
You have to have your certificate. You have to have letter from your employer, a copy of your payslip. Have I left something?
What of your care pin? Is it needed?
Oh, sorry. I thought care pin was automatic.
You forgot.
Okay, by the time you have a job, you must have a care pin.
Care
if you have a business, it has to have a care pin.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Kwa sababu tunajua kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea.
Kujitegemea, my friend.
Hivyo ndio wakusanyaji ushuru wanatuambia ama ukipenda KRA. So we've talked about those many requirements for that. So once you have those requirements, you take them to the National Council after you give your assessment report or disability report. They do an assessment. The assessment iko na like 4 or 5 people.
Oh, it's a panel.
Exactly, that's the word I was looking for. Okay. It's a panel. Panel consisting of KRA staff, the National Council for Disability staff, and I'm not sure who, and doctors, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So the panel will assess you even after looking at your report. They will still assess you and give now a comprehensive assessment of your disability. Okay? Si tu kitu rahisi eti natumia miwani so niende. Ndio unaweza tumia miwani, of course there is a certain level can be accepted depending on the level of your visual impairedness. But what I'm saying is that there are regulations, okay, and that there are considerations that the panel will make, okay, to show that the quality of your life has gone down. See kama ungekuwa kawaida. Okay. Because they are trying to give you ile quality of life kama the best kama ya mtu wa kawaida. That is the reason. Yes. Yeah. So after that assessment is done, wamepeana report yao, you will get your tax exemption on your iTax portal and on your email. Just download utakuwa nayo. This certificate, tax exemption certificate, is valid for 5 years. Okay. After 5 years, you go and redo the process again. This is how the law is. Yes. Again. That is how the law is currently. But
isn't that tiresome?
Yes, it is. But I believe in this new bill that is waiting for assent by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, if he assents to it, such kind of bottlenecks will be eliminated, I believe. Unfortunately, I've not gotten a copy of the bill as is, just to read through. But the soonest I can, I will read through and also enlighten you, our viewers, on the same. Okay, but I believe those are one of that's one of the reasons or one of the components of the review of the
bill,
the Disability Act of 2003.
Okay, okay.
So that if you're a permanent disability, then you don't need to do the same process after every 5 years. Because see, come if like me, if I'm physically impaired, it's a lifetime. Even according to my assessment report, it's a lifetime condition. So after 5 years, sitatembea. So hakuna haja ya kurudi tena kufanya the same thing. Kulipa tena, you know, it's so tiresome.
So tiresome.
So my prayer is that His Excellency the President will assent to that bill as soon as possible, so that we also, you know, to make the burden lighter on us.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so we have talked about, I've forgotten one more benefit. So if you have a tax exemption certificate and you want to buy a vehicle, you can import a vehicle tax-free. Okay.
How many vehicles?
I'll get there. Relax.
Because the little person I was just about to tell you, hey, can you do the necessary for me?
No. Now, remember, we also want this thing to benefit the deserved. Okay? Yeah? You feel like me, for example. Sometimes I'd use the train, to go to work.
Yeah.
But remember, the train doesn't stop. The train station is not at my doorstep. I have to find a way of maneuvering from
the train
my house to the train station, the train station in town to my workplace, and back. Yeah. So you see, there are some inconveniences.
Yeah.
Our public transport system, for example, matatus, they're not very disability friendly, and we'll get a session to talk about that.
Yeah.
So that is why the government sees it fit to exempt us, so that those who are in a position can get vehicles and make their movement easier. Yes. But remember, it's not everybody who can afford a vehicle.
True.
So it is our dream, okay? The very many Kenyans living with disabilities, I'm sure I'm speaking for you.
Yes.
It is our dream that our public transport system be made disability friendly. Whether train, whether bus, whether matatu, whatever it is, you will be surprised that there are some airlines, even, you know, something as complex as air travel, who are not disability friendly. Yes, who don't have the equipment, for example, to lift somebody on a wheelchair and get them on a plane. Yeah, so there is a lot we need to do as a country and as a government. There's a lot that is still there to be done in terms of tightening those loose ends, okay, to ensure that we live a comfortable life. So now I've told you all the benefits. Yeah, but for you to get a tax exempt vehicle, it can only be one at a go. Okay? Yes. So for example, if I get one now, unless I sell it, and when I sell it, it has to be paid for taxes. Okay?
Or to the
one who is buying has to pay taxes, or I pay taxes.
Wait, if you're selling your car,
yes,
it's a disability car, right? Or
no, it's owned by a person with disability. Yes.
It's owned by a person with
disability. Yes.
The one who is buying.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask in that way. Yeah.
Yes, please.
So I'm the one buying it from you. So I have to pay.
Yes.
The buyer. I have to pay for the tax because now it's coming to a person without.
Not necessarily. What I can do is I can pay for the tax prior to selling you the car. I know I want to sell it. Okay. So what I do, I pay the due taxes for that car before giving it to you as a buyer. That will make it easier for the buyer so that they don't have to go through all the hassle, yeah, kujilipia tax. Mi nilipe kabla nikuuzie gari. Okay? Ina make sense.
Yeah, it's making sense.
Yes. But ideally, the whole story is if I have to sell it, I have to pay for it taxes first. Okay?
So but you'll benefit from like
hiyo itakuwa maelewano yako na mwenye unauzia gari. Yes, mimi ndio mtaelewana bei. Wewe bora tu ikue serikali inataka tu ikue imelipiwa nini? Ushuru. So sasa if I want to buy another one, I cannot get it tax free unless hiyo ingine imeuzwa. Okay? Or if it had got an accident, you have to show proof that it was written off beyond repair. Okay? Yes. So hapo ndio tuko.
Na if you're selling it to another person with disability,
hapo siko sure sana, itabidi nifanye research, but my guess is kama akona documents zake ni sawa, you can do a transfer, but they must have their documents in order. Hiyo lazima nirudie mara nyingi. Na before we close this podcast, I want to just enlighten people. Najua wengi wanauliza kwa nini mnapewa vitu tax free? Unaona, mbona nyinyi hamlipi ushuru na kwa hii na hii? I want to tell you that, like I'm saying, like I said in my previous conversation, it takes an extra effort if you are a PWD to operate at a level playing field with other people. Okay? Like I'm saying, in terms of transport, like sometimes I use the train, but for me to get to the train station, lazima nipate njia ya usafiri, ikue Uber ikue, lakini lazima itakuwa gari. Inifikishe kwanza kwa train, inishukishe ndio niingie kwa train. Nikishuka kwa train, I walk like 4-5 kilometers from the train station in Nairobi. I will use this wheelchair of mine to get to the train station. Thankfully, it's motorized. Yeah. So this is what I will use to get to my work from the train station. Nikitoka job jioni, when I leave work, same thing. I use the wheelchair to get to the train station to come back home. And remember, I also maybe need a caregiver throughout the day. Hata nikiwa job, I need somebody who can assist me around. All those are expenses. Yeah. If you needed to get out of here and go to town, for example, babe, you will just walk to the nearest stage where you can get a matatu, pay 100 shillings and get to town. Now listen to my journey before I get to town. I have to get a vehicle, whether it is Uber or whether I'm fueling my vehicle. I have to get it from here at home. It cost me around maybe 300 shillings to get to the train station. That's an approximate, only 300.
Yeah.
Remember, using the train, depending on the train, they have what they call standard train and a DMU. Don't ask me what DMU means because I also don't know. But what I know is DMU is a bit modern compared to the old train. Okay. So the old train is 60 shillings to town. The DMU is 100 shillings. Okay? And remember, I told you I need a caregiver. So we are two guys. Yes. So we pay That's 120 or 200, depending on which train I use. Yeah, and the train is not by choice. It depends on the time you go to. Yes, it's not that you reach the train station and then you say me I want to use DMU. No. It depends on the timings. Yes. So, say for example, now we have already used 300 from home to the train station. We use another 200 shillings to get train tickets. That's 500. That's going to town peke yake. Hatujarudi kurudi the same. Alafu hapo kwa train station nilipie parking another 100 shillings. So that's 1100 or 1000 shillings. Na hiyo nimetumia train, sijatumia gari. Eti nimesave sasa nimetumia train. Okay?
It's even like more expensive.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Depending on the car you're using, yes. Yeah.
1500 cc.
Hapo uko sawa.
Hapo uko sawa.
Yes. 1500, 1000, 650 uko best. Uko best. Uko best mtu wangu. Suzuki Alto uko sawa. Wewe hiyo sawa itakupeleka, utabaki na balance.
Itakupeleka siku mbili.
Tuseme moja. Hii maisha kidogo imekuwa trick. Moja lakini very comfortable, utabaki na kabalance. Zunguke nayo. Yeah. But now you see how expensive my life is. Going to town and coming back would have cost me 200 shillings. If I was like normal. Natumia tu miguu yangu natembea. 200, 100 to town, 100 back home. Of course na futsubishi kidogo ya kufikisha kutoka kwa nini? Kwa stage mpaka nyumbani. Futsubishi tu 1212 umefika. Umefika 1212. So that's 200. Now compare that 200 as transport, as commuter expenses to 1000. You see, there's a very big, and remember you're supposed to do this for 4 weeks in a month. Kila siku una move. Hata ikuwe salo ya nani bado utaisikia. Sasa hapo ndio serikali ilitumia wisdom ikaona hapana. These people are going through
so much.
A bit more, wako na ugumu fulani, hata tuwafanyie ikuwe rahisi, tuwaondolee ushuru. Lakini bado tunalipa ushuru na hatutaki tuache kulipa. Hii ya kununua unga, ya kulipa mafuta, wacha tuendelee because kulipa ushuru is every citizen's responsibility. Na hiyo ushuru inanisaidia wewe na unaona? Inatusaidia sisi wote. Yeah? So I'm just giving an example or a reason why the government in its own wisdom.
An experience that we go through. It's not even it's an experience we go through.
Yes. Sasa nilikuwa nataka at least muelewe kwa nini for some of these issues we are tax exempt.
Yes.
It's not si eti ni kutuonea, ni kutufanyia favors sana. Ni kwa sababu ya ile kaugumu tunapitia kidogo. Ndio maana wana tuko na hiyo exemption. Ndio mtu akona ulemavu apate kazi. Ametafuta hiyo kazi na bidii zaidi. Imagine wewe vile uko sawa hivi kupata kazi vile ni ngumu.
Na ule sasa
Abu imagine ni kampuni ngapi utagonga milango ndio waseme. Wengi watasema naona ni kama hatuna uwezo ya kutake care of this staff. See, not that we don't want to employ you, but we don't want to employ you and make you uncomfortable. Unaona? Yes. Yeah. So those are the issues. But I think for today, hata nifungie hapo. Those others we will discuss.
We'll keep on.
Yeah. So we've talked about how to register, why we are registering, and the benefits. I hope mejifunza wengi, our viewers, and tell a friend to tell a friend. This information we need everyone with disability to know and to benefit from the same.
Very important.
Now remember, if you don't register, the government might not plan for you because they don't know you exist as a PWD. So register.
Very important.
The services are available in every county. You can also use e-citizen, lakini to use e-citizen, rudi huko nyuma uone the requirements that you need to have. Yeah?
Yes.
So I hope that we are benefiting, we are learning, and we are enjoying these conversations. Until next time, toodles.
Thank you so much, Bazu. You did well.
Thank you. Thank
you so much. And that's why we are encouraging people, whether you are disabled or not, Dreams to Reality for the Impaired podcast is the podcast to listen.
Let me tell you, for anybody with a disability, It takes a whole community to make their dream a reality. Si yeye peke yake, ni familia yake, ni rafiki zake, ni schoolmates wake. It takes a whole community. It's a whole ecosystem. Lazima wewe unisaidie for me to get to work. Maybe kuna askari with his own wisdom atasema acha nisimamishe hizi basi, hizi gari, huyu across barabara kwanza. Na pia kuna mwingine ataona tu haya acha ajipange. Okay? But for that one who will use their wisdom and will be kind enough to stop the vehicles for me, they make my movements easier and faster around town. Okay? So it takes a team effort. Serikali, sisi wenyewe kama wana Kenya, okay? Lazima tusaidiane. Okay? Yes. So with that, asanteni sana.
Insights. Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
It has always been our dream to enlighten people about disability, the pros and cons of it. And this is the time. This is the right podcast to listen to. We are the right people that we can shed. I know there's so many others, but I believe Faith and Ismail are the right people.
This is the place to be. So subscribe, share.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Look at our snippets in the IG,
on TikTok.
We are there, very aggressive.
We want to move together.
And just make the society embrace people with disability.
We want to make
You know, sometimes we crack jokes with you. And sometimes maybe mtu akisikia unamwongelesha tu hivyo, you know, they feel like there's a way no, msiwaogope, wasalamieni, do all those things. But we are so grateful to our viewers. Thank you so much.
Asanteni sana for your time. And you can also drop comments and tell us what you want us to talk about. Yes, because we are here for you. So thank you so much. Until next time. Kwaherini.
Thank you so much. To reality.